Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for joining me this week. So, wow, December has been full of so many AI announcements and news by all the big companies. And I thought, what am I going to talk about this week? So I thought, let me just focus on one, I think, update from Notebook LM that I think would be really useful and what I've been waiting for. So if you're interested in finding out more about the updates in Notebook LM, then please keep on watching. Okay, so let me just move myself out of the way. I'm going to just go back to my own page so you can see, and I'm just going to make myself a little bit smaller. Okay, so you can see I've got a few folders here, and what I love about Notebook LM is that I can organize my folders and I can easily search any document, websites, or any Google Docs that I actually link within the folder, and it keeps it within that one ecosystem. So I'm just searching those documents or the sources that I'm actually uploading onto Notebook LM. So let's just go in and have a look. So I was just working with a lovely group of educators in Doha, and we were looking at mapping Aero standards with the IB, PYP, and the MYP. And of course, we can get any AI tool to do this. We can say, can you map these? But I stress the importance of the conversations that teachers need to have when they're either distilling standards and curriculum mapping, especially on a vertical alignment basis. So when we're looking at pre-K to this, and in this instance, it was up to grade 10, we need to have conversations about what standards actually we can let go, or what standards are actually already included in other language, because there is some repetition. And in our case, the actual ultimate goal was diploma mathematics. So there are some standards that actually we don't need for diploma mathematics. So we were kind of working backwards and backwards mapping. So let's just have a look. I've got all three ticked off, and I'm going to click on the notebook guide because this is where the new features are. You can see I can now customize the deep dive conversation, which is what I wanted to do before. And I know that we can interact with this as well. So let's just give it a go. So let me customize this podcast, the deep dive conversation. I've just previously typed, can you try and focus on the alignment between Aero standards and the IB, PYP, and MYP? In other words, what is similar and what is different in terms of philosophy? So I'm going to generate that, and that's going to start working on that. So let's have a look at some FAQs. I'm generating a new note, which is frequently asked questions. Okay, and I can see that the saved responses are in view only. Okay, all right. So that's got some saved response, some frequently asked questions. I could choose to save that if I wanted to add it, but I may not add that one. Now, while the podcast is still being generated, let's look for a timeline. I wonder what it's going to come up with, a new timeline. And I know that I don't have all the new functionalities launched. I know that with the podcast, when it plays, there's a new function where I can enable the microphone and I can actually talk in the middle of the podcast, and it will redirect the podcast conversation without recording my voice. Okay, so here is a timeline of events, which is going by grade level. Okay, great. All right. And it's kind of given me the alignment between Aero and then MYP here for high school levels, for the different levels. Okay, that's not too bad. I might save that one actually. So let's save that one. Add note. Okay, so I've saved that one. And then let's go back here to see. Now it does take a few minutes to generate the podcast. What about a briefing document? Let's say I wanted to share a briefing document. Let's see what Notebook LM comes up with. This is a written note, so I'm gonna delete that one. And let's just tidy this up again. Let's delete that note because there's nothing there. This is a new one that's being generated based on a briefing document here. Okay, so let's have a look at the briefing document. Here we've got, it's a briefing document. It's even given me the dates, July 2015, which is quite a long time ago, 9 years. And it's got the different math topics. And then the MYP guide, which is a little more up to date. So this is great. I think if I wanted to really summarize all the documents and see, what's similar, what's the philosophy. So this is really great. I think I might save this one too. I quite like this one. So I'm going to add this one as well. Convert selected notes to source. Oh, that's a good idea. Now this is, okay, so this podcast is still going. So why don't I just press what pedagogical approaches underpin Arrow's mathematical practices. Okay, and generate that. And I might hit the pause button because this is taking quite a long time. So I'll be back. Okay, so it's got a 17-minute little podcast, which is great. And at least I could customize the goal when it was generating the podcast. But I know there's another new functionality which I can't see yet. So maybe it's been rolled out slowly. As this is playing, I can enable my microphone and I can actually redirect the conversation if I think that the conversation is not very accurate or if I want it to go in another direction. Let me just try these three dots, change place and download the app. So I don't actually have that option at the moment. I still think it's nice that we've got that customizable prompting box so that we can actually direct the conversation. Now, so far, that's the only new functions that I've got. I'm in Hong Kong with my VPN. So if you're in Hong Kong, you're going to have to turn on a VPN to access this. But I still think it's such a powerful tool, which gives me a different functionality to the other large language models that I use. I like how I can file things into a folder and I can keep them neatly based on the topic. So you can see I've looked at academic integrity from the IB, the Arrow standards, as well as the IB standards, and then also comparing different ethical guidelines and then creating new guidelines from the different ethical guidelines that I've gotten from around the world. I still see value in using Notebook LM. I can't wait until I can actually see the new functionalities that everybody's talking about. And I know that there's also some new functionalities for Plus members. So if you have a subscription, you'll be able to have even more. So I know that also with the Plus version, you'll be able to have more functionalities. I've just gone on to La Charte and did a live web search on what are the new updates last week. So apparently there's a new look. I couldn't see that yet, but the interactive audio features, I couldn't see that yet. All I could see is that there was a little customized box where I could actually direct the podcast conversation before it was generated. And then it says the Plus premium version, which there's just launched and offers higher usage limits, including 5 more times audio overviews, notebooks, and sources per notebook. At the moment, it's 50 sources. And then the Plus also includes features like customizable AI responses, shared team notebooks, and enhanced privacy and security options. Okay, so that was just a little snippet of one tiny new feature that I could see on Google Notebook LM. If you can see the other features, let me know. I've been watching other YouTubers take a look and explore the new tools, and so I can see what they look like, but I can't wait to get them myself. Thank you so much for joining me this week, and I hope to see you next time.